Alrighty, Zero to Hero, everybody's favorite Dokkan series. What I want to do today is not talk about this atrocious team layout that we now have on Global Dokkan. What I want to talk about is the next steps we are going to be taking in order to make it to a little bit closer to the end game. Now, one mode that I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with is the Super Battle Road mode or Extreme Super Battle Road mode. There are two of them. This is going to be one of the core components of us reaching the endgame status and truly being able to call ourselves heroes, right? And what I want to do today is actually clear one of those stages with this team right here. You guys can see we are going to be running the Movie Heroes squad. Now, we could probably get away with a superheroes thing, but we'll go with a movie heroes team lead for the immersion, or we'll just use two Gojitas rather than two Beast Gohans just to have a little bit more fun, right? But like I said, in this video, I'm going to do this stage and I'm going to play this as if I'm not using like the greatest team in the world. And this is obviously not the best team I've ever seen, but I'm going to play this normally and kind of have this serve as like a walkthrough for somebody who has not played Extreme Super Battle Road before. So that's going to be the goal of this video. And speaking of goals, I'm going to set the like goal at the same as we did yesterday. And that is going to be a goal of 200 likes. So if y'all could please help me out during this in-between anniversary worldwide phase, we can keep the channel growing, and it helps a lot if you leave a like on the video. So 200 likes, I would appreciate that greatly. Let's go ahead and go over to the Movie Heroes ESBR stage, and I'll explain everything when we are over there. So we've loaded up into the stage, and now I want to kind of explain a few things before we get started in the run. So the item button here, you guys can see we have a support memory going. We have the Kakarot one, and why are we bringing this? Again, this is not because I think that this team needs items and stuff like that, but however, I want to put this in the perspective of somebody that might be trying to clear this for the first time, and they are not in the interest of no item runs. So the Movie Heroes category allies are getting attack and defense plus 15% in battle, and for 7 turns from the start of battle, key plus 2 for allies whose names include Goku. We have like maybe, I think 1 Goku on this team, 2 Gokus on this team. So that is going to be a bit helpful, but the Movie Heroes buffs is what we really are after. Now, looking at the items that we are using, we have Whis items, Princess Snake items, and Icarus items for damage reduction, as well as Android 8 for healing and extra defense in case we need it. So you might be asking, like, why are you bringing these items, right? Damage reduction is going to be everything in Super Battle Road. Now, again, we are using Beast Gohan, so it is not necessarily going to be like needed for us to use an item, right? But for the sake of explaining how this is going to work, I think I would want to do this, right? So let's just say this is not Beast Gohan in this spot right here, and this was like any old unit. What we'd want to kind of open up with, I usually like to open up with an Icarus, give me a little bit of damage reduction, and then what I want to also do is start to focus on type disadvantage for who we're going to be attacking. So Beast Gohan is STR, let's go after a physical enemy and try and one-shot him, right? Gogeta is physical, so we're going to go after you because you are int, and then we are going to be looking for the AGL enemy for Cooler Movie Goku. So this setup will work just fine. If they want to hit us with any funny business, that's okay. Beast Gohan will be able to take care of it. So now 13 million, I think, will be more than enough. And again, the Icarus item should be more than enough to get us through this. But if you're not feeling confident, you could potentially pop another one or raise your defense with the Android 8 item, which is also going to be giving us healing. So that is something that could also be very beneficial to you, but you don't really need to do it in essence when you have a team like this. But again, I wanted to try and make it like a little bit realistic, right? Like, let's just say this isn't Beast Gohan in slot 1, and we needed somebody that actually had to like that could potentially take damage here, right? Because like this mold for like an ESBR stage could work for almost any other one. It just depends on the characters that you're using, right? So Gogeta's going to do his thing here. He's going to put his damage in, and he's going to be just fine. And then we should be good to go from there. I think Gogeta should get us through this portion of it. Yeah, Birdku isn't even going to get damage in, so not a bad start. Now we need to kind of look at this moving forward. There we go. So now we are going to be moving to the second fight, and this rotation is going to be a little bit trickier than the first one because we actually need to think about we don't have a Beast Gohan in slot 1. So again, we are going to be getting the support memory buff, but keep in mind that characters after they do the or after you use an item, you aren't going to be able to use another one. So in this situation, despite here's what we could do, right? I'm going to bank that the Gammas do not get super here. We're going to make a little bit of a risk, but in order to circumvent that risk, we're going to use a Whis item right here, right? Again, not using items because I feel like they're necessary, just kind of want to simulate and get rid of any risks that could potentially happen here. We don't have a true slot 1 unit in this situation, so I want to make sure that we avoid a potential like fluke happening and us losing the run, right? Again, emphasis, I know that this team is really good and we won't need it, but the Gammas would have been fine either way right there. So that's just how you stay safe in this. Again, when you're just going for like a completion for stones and stuff like that, you really shouldn't be focusing on like, will this be like embarrassing if someone sees it, right? It's like, who cares? You're just after the stones, right? So like, whatever, I'm using items in Extreme Super Battle Road, whoop-de-doo, right? So now the Gammas are going to do their thing against Slug there. Nice. The Gammas putting in a lot of work. We'll take that for sure. Here you go. Boom, bam, bop. A nice crit there. And now the Super Saiyan God units are also effective against all types because we are at 24 key, and that's going to be extremely helpful for us here in case we get paired up with an in enemy. That's going to be helpful. So they're done. Their day is over. And now this attack right here is going to be 4.8, and we're also going to be effective against all types. So that is going to help us here in terms of damage. It's not going to be nearly as bad as it potentially would be, right? So 2.2, there we go. We got the kill on him. And now Gogeta, if he does more than one super, that should be all she wrote here for whoever the hell this is, right? I forget their names off the top of my head. So I know Lord Slug. I don't know the names of these guys. I think they're like, aren't they named after spices? I think that's what it is. One's name is like cacao. It's like Nays something. No, that's cooler. It's like almond, raisin, cacao, something like that. I forget. I think those are the names of those. I can't remember them. I'm sorry. I don't know ball. But now we are going to be going to the Bojack portion of this stage. So you guys can see this one is not bad whatsoever. Now, we've done something similar to this in terms of the Super Battle Road stage that we did for like the Frieza team. But now you guys can see the difference that we are going to have when we are actually using like a big boy team, right? So here we go. We'll put Gogeta in slot 1 just for fun. But no, actually we won't, because we're trying to simulate a real run. So Beast Gohan is going to go in slot 1. We are going to forgo links on my Gogeta because he's 55%. And then we are going to just play it as usual here with the item active and then Beast giving key support. Gogeta will be fine. We'll just be missing out on some links, unfortunately. But nothing to the point where the run is going to be sold or anything like that. We'll be okay because Beast Gohan is going to go ahead and put in work. So ESBR, again, not too bad when you have some of these endgame characters, but it isn't always going to be this way. There are more difficult stages, and that is the beauty of it, right? That's what I said. The superheroes team is not going to be enough to just beat the whole game. We're going to have to work on other teams, right? We're going to have to do power absorption. We're going to have to make a Majin Power team. We're going to need to make a movie bosses team. We're going to have to make all these different teams. That's like what's fun about it. So again, Extreme Super Battle Road taken down essentially here. I don't know if we're going to get out of the second turn. Or we're going to go to the second turn, I think. It just depends on how much work Gogeta puts in right here. I think if he crits a lot, then potentially we could be looking at a 1 turn for this, but I don't believe it is a guarantee. But we shall see. Yep, there we go. 6.7. Another super. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll finish up this Extreme Super Battle Road stage, and then we'll awaken 1 LR, and then we will call it an episode. So Extreme Super Battle Road, getting these done, and then we will move on and you see, just make general progress. So I will go figure out what LR I want to awaken after the stage, and then we'll make progress from there, and then we will call it there. So there you guys go. That is how you do Extreme Super Battle Road. You play it safe, you use your items, you don't take too many risks, and you will get through it just fine. So there you have it for Movie Heroes ESBR. Let's go pick an LR to Dokkan Awaken. All right, so after careful consideration and looking at the LRs, for the sake of this episode and my dear editor, I decided that we are going to just instead do a TUR so I can get this episode done. Here we go. We're going to do Kaioken Blue Goku. This is a character that we pulled during the Tech Ultra Instinct Goku summons. So what do we need to do? We need to level him up and do the medals. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over here and grab these bad boys. We're going to need 77 of these, so this is going to take a little bit. But here's what we could do. I'm going to be a big boy. We're not going to use our boosts. We're going to hope that we get power level bonuses. We will go use the Universe 7 team just because that's the team I have the most fun using, and we will be good to go from there. So just making sure I have the right team. Boom, there we go. And now we'll take these off, and I will be back when we have 77 of the medals. We will do the SA10 process, and then we'll EZA him, and then we will be done. This Bad Bunny going crazy, boy. Alrighty, so now we got everything that we need. 77 medals, all fun and games. I don't even know how long it took, but we did it. So let's go ahead and get over to it. Super STR we want. Go over here. There you are. We'll worry about the super attack in a little bit, but for now I just want to get this character leveled up. So we're gonna do this. We'll go over here. Perfect. Nice. Now, when I do this, now we can Dokkan Awaken him, and boom, there we go. A new Dokkan Festival TUR has made its way to the fray, if you will. So here we go. We also have the Extreme Z Awakening medals, so that is nice. Oh, we actually don't have him finished yet, huh? Huh. Okay, so I guess we do need to finish this character? I could have sworn we had him done. Huh. Okay. I guess then that'll give us something to do in the next episode, right? Cool. So I think he has a sub EZA of sorts then, if that's the case. So we'll make sure that we get that to the next episode. I don't want to, overindulge here. Like I said, I have, shout out to Mish. We have to make sure that he can get this episode in because I want to make sure that y'all see this as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy today's video. This is going to be the stopping point. I'll leave you with a little bit of suspense moving forward. So I appreciate your time. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like. 200 likes for the next episode. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all in the next one.